Hello students, very warm welcome to you all. So next we're going to see about the sixth lesson actually. What is that? Sixth lesson, Middle Ages. The Middle Ages. Already in timeline, first timeline I think so, 476 to 1453 AD, between the period will be called as a Middle Ages. That period will be called as Middle Ages. That concept they given by some of the historians. For 476 to 1453 will be called as the Middle Ages. That Middle Ages also divided into three. One is yearly, central, or high we can tell, and finally later. So yearly, central, later. These are all in this category. We can segregate the Middle Ages. In the yearly, what happened means, importantly, Christianity and the Muslim religion was dominant religion all over the world actually. Christianity and the Muslim religions become dominant religion all over the world in early time. It's only happened at center of that Middle Ages. Rapid development actually happened. Different industries, different technology, different kinds of innovation in science, everything was happened at the time of central time of Middle Ages. Okay, later Arab civilization actually began. Maximum of the places was occupied by the Muslim people. Okay, that's a very important concept in the Middle Ages. Okay, in that especially at the same time, Seleucus Turkish were tribe, where they are all tribe actually. They established a powerful empire in Persia. Okay, in European countries, they established their power in the Persia. They given the contributions by developing the literatures and in a science and technology and everything. Okay, so at the time of Middle Age, what is the situation of China? So in this lesson, we're going to see about the China, Japan, and how the Islam was become dominant religion, and how they spreaded all over the world. Okay, and about the Mongols, some information we're going to see, and about the Ottoman Empire. These are all the things we're going to see in this lesson. This all happen in Middle Age, completely East Asia in the Middle Ages. At the Middle Age, in East Asia alone, what are the things happen? Not all over the world. In East Asia, in the Middle Ages. At that time, in China, what all things happen? First, China alone. Today we are going to see. Let me see. Actually, the Tang dynasty, it was rose uprised actually. It's one of the dynasty after some of the most of the rebellions actually. Most of the rebellions only. What is that? Tang dynasty was established. Actually, Sui dynasty collapsed for 40 years because of the financial burden imposed by the public works like a Grand Canal, expensive wars, wage and conquer northern part of the Korea. So these are all the what is it? They spent more money for what unrelated things. Because of that, they faced so much of the financial burden. After that, so much of the rebellion was happened. After that rebellion only, the Tang dynasty was uprised. The rebellion was taken by Li Yun. Who is that? Li Yun. Li Yun. He is a leader of that particular rebellion. He made Yang a person to become as a emperor. Li Yun, who organized the rebellion, made a Yang Yu, the emperor of the China. But after the Yang was killed by some of the royal officials and some of the chancellor, higher officials. Under the king, some of the higher officials will be there. No, they all killed the Yang. But after that, Li Yun become a emperor actually. Li Yun became the emperor. At the time only, they started to build the Great Wall of China. Okay, what is it? For several kilometers, he built the Great Wall. Uh, the direction is north to west frontiers. North to west direction. He built the what is that? Great Wall. For what means? So stopping the people who are entering into the kingdom or country. We can tell. Okay. So military campaigns extended the empire's influence into the Korea in the east as far as the borders of Persia and Indochina in the west. So in other side they started to influence the military. They fixed the military campaign for stopping the people which are coming. They are entering from some other country. Okay, so first Shiv dynasty was collapsed because of too much of financial burden. Because of the financial burden in the dynasty, so much of the rebellion was started. That rebellion leader will be called as a Li Yun. He, after some days, what is it? Li Yun appointed a Yang as a emperor of China after some situation. That Yang also was killed by some of the higher officials and the chancellors. Again, what happened? Li Yun became as a leader of the Tang dynasty, and at his period only the Great Wall was started to build actually to stopping the people who were all entering in from other countries. In that wall was built between the direction of northwest frontiers. On the other side, military campaigns was extended, and he entered somewhat what is it, in Korea and border of Persia and Indochina. Here all they fixed the military campaigns. Okay, so this is all some of the details about the Tang dynasty. And about the Great Wall, I will send a picture. Okay, by seeing that you can understand. Between the 8th and 7th centuries, the warring states in China built a defensive walls to protect themselves from enemies from the north. They built a Great Wall of China was built between the what is it, 8th to 7th century. Okay, and for what means they protecting themselves from the enemies. Okay, at starting time it was very small wall only, but afterwards because of most of the kingdoms, the wall was stretched, extended up to near to 5,000 kilometers. But now it was near to 6,070 kilometers in length. Okay. Next one, Sung dynasty. States are reunited under the new dynasty, Sung dynasty. After Tang dynasty undertook the enormous public works. For example, what is that? The capital Bayong and Changwon. These are all the two capital for the Tang dynasty. What is the two capital of the Tang dynasty? Means Bayong and the Changwon. Okay, and the what is it? Very big buildings, and they supported so much of the scholars officials trained Confucius philosophy. What is the scholars are well trained by the Confucius philosophy, and what is it? Land was divided into small efficient holdings. As a result, the agriculture surplus went as a state as tax, not to the aristocrats or servants. State monopoly of a salt and tea added into the revenues. So they was developed actually. What's the concept means? The capital will be two, Bayong and the Chong. They supported the scholar officials. They teach the Confucius philosophy, and the country was developed. They given some importance to the agriculture. By the surplus of agriculture yielding, they collected as a tax. Especially they collected salt and tea also uh, collected as a tax, and that salt and tea was added as a revenue. So taxes for what? For running the government, we need a tax. No, so that also they collected at the time of Tang dynasty. These are all the small information about the Tang dynasty and about the Sung dynasty. Okay, and what is it? The peasantry under the leadership of Hung Cho dealt the death knell of a tottering a Tang empire. Okay, after the Tang dynasty, Sung dynasty was started. The empire split into five rival states. Actually, the empire was at the time of Tang dynasty itself. The empire after what's the reason of Tang dynasty decline means? Maybe some of the not good administration. It was divided into number of rival states, five rival states, until it was reunited under the new dynasty. After that, all the five rival states was reunited by such a dynasty. The name is Sung dynasty. Okay, hard leadership of Hung Shou dealt a death knell to the tottering Tang empire. Okay, the empire split into 5 rival states. Because of this, uh, not having a worthable leadership, the Tang dynasty was divided into 5 rival states. But after a long time, again it was reunited by a new dynasty. The name is Sung dynasty. Sung trade and industry flourished during the region of Sung dynasty. Iron and steel industries became a highly organized. So they given more importance for the industries. That's the concept. Okay, but for them also the decline was happened. In that period, what is it? The iron quantity of the China was increased more compared to any other country. Example, England also. For example, in 1078, 1 lakh 15,000 tons was produced by the China, but at the time England produced only 68 tons. Okay, gunpowder also first invented and used by the China only. Okay, China possessed printed books of millennium before Europe. China started to print the book millennium of books before Europe itself. Okay, so like this, the development of the China was compared to any other country in the world at the time, especially at middle age of the period, they developed more, especially China. Okay, yes. And finally the Sung dynasty also fall down actually because of Mongols actually. Sung period also period that the great prosperity to landowning class officials and rich merchants of the patients contrast had a suffering grinding. Internal crisis could develop. There were two external innovations in the north at the end of Sung dynasty. So external innovation, two external innovation was invented. What is it? Sung dynasty was defeated by some other two external inventions. In that Mongols are very important. In that Mongols are very important. Two external innovation was defeated the Sung dynasty. Because of that, Sung dynasty started to decline. Okay, the Mongols established the rule in the name of Yuan dynasty. So Yuan dynasty was belongs to Mongols. The Mongols, Mangu Khan became the great Khan in 1252. Already in timeline you've seen, I think so. Yes. And the Mongol court is very familiar in Beijing, especially. It was impressed so much of the foreigners, especially like Marco Polo. He given a data about the Mongols court. Okay, and after the Red Turban rebel was happened, for that leader Chu Yuancheng captured the Mongol capital Beijing and proclaimed himself as the emperor. After some time, but it's also a Mongol dynasty only. But the rebellion, the reasons for the rebellion, a person will be there. No, that Chu Yuancheng, he captured the Mongol capital Beijing and proclaimed himself as a emperor in 1969. Okay, Mongol peasants from one end to and of Eurasia and of other played a key role in the spreading China's technology advances to the less developed societies in the west. In eastern directions only, China was developed somewhat good. The ruled was Mongol, but other side they not concentrate in the war or some other. They started to develop themselves by using the Chinese technology. Actually, Chinese when they are all doing the war, other country people they use the Chinese technology for developing themselves. Actually, that much of very great technologies the Chinese having. Nowadays, we are all seeing more technology by using the China. But that the technology method was not started nowadays. It's all started before 1500 before itself, 1500 years before itself. Okay, but whatever it may be, they developed in whichever area, the poverty and peasantry continued. What is that? Agriculture's people facing the problem of the poverty. Still, nowadays also we are facing the same. Okay, okay. Next one, Ming Empire. The Ming Empire which replaced the Mongol Empire. So Ming Empire, after the Mongol Empire, who replaced means Ming Empire. The Confucius discouraged industries. He discouraged the industries and the foreign trade. He concentrated more in agriculture especially. What is it? Ming Empire which replaced the Mongol Empire. The concentrate of agriculture alone and discouraged the industries and the foreign trade also. So because of that, what is that? China economically become weak and lacked to rule the country in the 16th century. Reason? they concentrate on the agriculture alone. So because of that, they can't maintain the economic level properly. So they faced so much of the economic problem in 16th century. So other parts of Eurasia building the techniques of the Chinese began to the March 8. So at the same time, overall the Eurasia, other country people, they use the Chinese technology and they started to develop. But China are lacking to develop themselves because of economic problem in the 16th century. Okay, so these are all the details of Chinese dynasty. So at starting time, about the Middle Age, we going to we seen early, central, later, and after about the East Asia in Middle Ages. East Asia in Middle Ages alone we going to see. In the China, first country we see in the China, in the dynasty, Tang dynasty, Sung dynasty, Yuan dynasty, Ming Empire. Tang dynasty, Sung dynasty, Yuan dynasty, and Ming Empire. That's it. Based on this, each and every maybe important king will be there. What are they done importantly? What are the areas they occupied? The Great Wall was started at the time of Tang dynasty. Okay, Sung dynasty means they developed in industries and everything, but they were all occupied by the Mongols. Mongols founded the dynasty by the name of Yuan dynasty. The Yuan dynasty also recaptured by Red Turban leader Chu Yu Cheng, and he proclaimed himself as the emperor. After the Mongol Empire was replaced by Ming Empire. They concentrated only on agriculture, discouraged the industries and the foreign trade. Because of that, they faced so much of the economic problem in 16th century. But whatever it may be, Chinese, when they facing China was facing so much of the economic problem, other countries who are in Eurasia, they developed it by using the Chinese technology. Okay, that's it about today's class bar. Remaining topics we can see in next class. Okay, so understand the video, do your work on time. Okay, stay safe, stay home. Thank you.